Many people have the tendency to show off things that they possess. Now, is that a right thing to do? Well, I don't think so. Most certainly, money is required for a comfortable life. But when our needs exceed our necessities, it's time to rethink. And that is the crux of the story that we shall read today. The Necklace, written by Guy de Maupassant, is a story about a lady who is so taken over by material things that she fails to understand the consequences. And before we read the story, let's know a little bit more about the author. Born on August 5th, 1850, Guy de Maupassant was a French naturalist, short story writer and novelist. By and large, he is the greatest French short story writer. In his stories and novels, he depicted human lives and destinies and social forces in sarcastic and often pessimistic terms. The story, The Necklace, was imitated with a twist by both Maugham and Henry James. In the story, we shall come across Matilda, who is invited to a grand party. She manages to buy a beautiful and expensive dress, but she has no jewelry. She borrows a necklace from a friend and loses it. What happens then? Let's read the story and find out. The Necklace by Guy de Maupassant. She was one of those pretty young ladies, born as if through an error of destiny into a family of clerks. She had no dowry, no hopes, no means of becoming known, loved, and married by a man either rich or distinguished. And she allowed herself to marry a petty clerk in the office of the Board of Education. She was simple, but she was unhappy. She suffered incessantly, feeling herself born for all the delicacies and luxuries. She suffered from the poverty of her apartment, the shabby walls and the worn chairs. All these things tortured and angered her. When she seated herself for dinner opposite her husband, who uncovered the tureen with a delighted air, saying, "Oh, the good pot pie! I know nothing better than that," she would think of elegant dinners, of shining silver. She thought of the exquisite food served in the marvelous dishes. She had neither frocks nor jewels, nothing. And she loved only those things. She had a rich friend, a schoolmate at the convent, who she did not like to visit. She suffered so much when she returned. She wept for whole days from despair and disappointment. One evening, her husband returned elated, bearing in his hand a large envelope. "Here," he said, "here is something for you." She quickly drew out a printed card on which were inscribed these words: "The Minister of Public Instruction and Madame George Ramponneau ask the honour of Monsieur and Madame Loisel's company. Monday evening, January 18th, at the Minister's residence." Instead of being delighted, as her husband had hoped, she threw the invitation spitefully upon the table, murmuring, "What do you suppose I want with that?" "But my dearie, I thought it would make you happy. You never go out, and this is an occasion and a fine one." "Everybody wishes one, and it is very select. Not many are given to employees. You will see the whole official world there." She looked at him with an irritated eye and declared impatiently, "What do you suppose I have to wear to such a thing as that?" He had not thought of that, he stammered. "Why, the dress you wear when we go to the theatre. It seems very pretty to me." He was silent, stupefied, in dismay at the sight of his wife weeping. He stammered, "What is the matter? What is the matter?" By a violent effort, she had controlled her vexation and responded in a calm voice, wiping her moist cheeks. "Nothing. Only I have no dress and consequently I cannot go to this affair. Give your card to some colleague whose wife is better fitted out than I." He was grieved, but answered, "Let us see, Matilda. How much would a suitable costume cost? Something that would serve for other occasions? Something very simple?" She reflected for some seconds, thinking of a sum that she could ask for, without bringing with it an immediate refusal and a frightened exclamation from the economical clerk. Finally, she said, in a hesitating voice, I cannot tell exactly, but it seems to me that 400 francs ought to cover it. He turned a little pale, for he had saved just this sum to buy a gun that he might be able to join some hunting parties the next summer with some friends who went to shoot larks on Sunday. Nevertheless, he answered, Very well, I will give you 400 francs, but try to have a pretty dress. This sounds like too much craving for worldly things. And before we read further, let's understand this part in detail. So, the lead character of the story is Matilda Loisel, a pretty and charming woman. Sadly, though, she feels that she was born into a family of unfavorable economic status. She was married off to a lowly clerk in the Ministry of Education who could only afford to provide her with a modest, though not uncomfortable, lifestyle. Matilda feels the burden of her poverty intensely. While her husband expresses his pleasure at the small, modest supper she has prepared for him, she dreams of an elaborate feast. She possesses no fancy jewels or clothing, yet these are the only things she lives for. It so happened that one night, her husband returned home proudly, bearing an invitation to a formal party hosted by the Ministry of Education. He hoped that Matilda will be thrilled with the chance to attend an event of this sort, but she is, on the contrary, angry and begins to cry. Through her tears, she tells him that she has nothing to wear and he ought to give the invitation to one of his friends whose wife can afford better clothing. Her husband is upset by her reaction and asks how much a suitable dress would cost. She thinks about it carefully and tells him that 400 francs would be enough. Her husband quietly thinks over the sum, but agrees that she may have the money. You see, 400 francs for a dress is not a small amount. This shows how vain Matilda is. Now that brings me to the end of this video. Do not miss the second part of this story. See you soon. Bye. TutorMate. For more amazing video lectures, download the free app on the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.